Hi, we're back. I'm Barbara McGinnis, and this is the Takacs McGinnis Elder Care News Hour. And we're talking about aging and the role of the community for older people and the families that take care of them. I'm your host, Barb McGinnis.
Hi, and I'm your host, Tim Takacs. And in this segment, we're going to look at the evolution of expectations around aging. A lot of what we see in aging over the years has been retirement planning brochures where there are photographs of older people, as we say, and white-haired, healthy aging, who are riding off into the sunset in good health. But as we know, and those of us who work in this area know, that that's not exactly what everybody can expect when they get older. So things are a lot different today. In the past, when I started practicing elder law, the sense of it was that older people would be healthy and then they would get sick and they would get to a nursing home and die. And that is certainly not the picture of aging today. And here today is a very renowned, as Barbara said, a very renowned physician at Vanderbilt University Medical Center, Dr. James Powers, who is nationally known for his work in the field of geriatrics, palliative care, and long-term care. Welcome, Dr. Powers.
Thank you very much.
And
it's a pleasure to be here.
We are glad that you're here. So let's start with a look at the demographics. One statistic that we hear is that there are 10,000 people turn 65 every day. So what can you tell us about how the population of older Americans is changing?
Well, one of the things that I think we should all realize is that one of the greatest successes of the 20th century was a doubling of the life expectancy. And the challenge of the next century is to make sure that there's an improved quality of life for all of those individuals. Do you realize that the average age of death in 1900 in the United States was 47? Clearly, we've doubled that. And it turns out that as we look to the future, that we are having hundreds of thousands of individuals reach the age of 100 in our country. And by the year 2050, we expect to have some 800,000 or more individuals over the age of 100. Never before in human history have we had so many people who live so long to the maximum human lifespan.
You mentioned about one of the great achievements of the 20th century is how we have extended our human lifespan with maybe healthy aging as well.
That's correct.
And I know some things like electricity, clean water, proper sewage systems, because I think what I've heard is that in 1900 most people that died of infections, and people don't do that anymore. So what can what do you see in the future for how can we replicate these successes, or are there going to be different factors that are going to be promoting healthy aging?
Well, I think there are many aspects to living longer. One is that if we live longer, we do accumulate life's insults. It is true that we may need more care as time goes on, but studies have shown that people are not only living longer, they're living healthier. And that relates to a lot of lifestyle changes that we can all make. Not only is it the availability of medications, medical care, sanitary systems, healthy cities to live in, those are all very important contributors. But we know that as we go through life, the possibility of impairment is going to increase. We know that healthy aging includes a deterioration in all organ function. This is slow, and it goes on throughout our lifespan. Some individuals are able to withstand life's insults much better than others. Some of this is genetic, but we know that there's a change over time, and the more disability we accumulate, the more care that we will need. If we can choose wisely, follow good health practices, preventive health practices, take medication, also try to prevent illness, try to maximize our ability to take care of ourselves, we can actually extend the ability to do well into long life. And I have a nice slide, I think, that shows that as we age, there's a great difference in what we can achieve if we pay attention to health practices.
So, we talk about healthy aging. I guess that's what you've been talking about.
Yes.
Is there a difference between healthy aging and active aging?
That is true. As we get older, physiologically, there is a slow decline in all organ systems that we can't change. And if we have illness on top of that, that causes a faster deterioration. And so trying to prevent that, and if illness is evident, trying to prevent the effects of that illness or try to modify the effects of it is very important. So there is a difference between normal aging and disease processes. That is true.
In the slide that you saw my presentation,
yes.
where I was talking about the first line and the functional capacity and how capacity changes for people.
Yes.
Could you explain that further?
I sure can. We know that the ability to take care of yourself is probably the best predictor of how well you're going to do. But it also tells us what sorts of services individuals need. So the ability to take care of yourself, to dress yourself, to ambulate without assistance, to prepare your own meals, to get to the bathroom on your own, are very important. And doesn't matter which illness we're talking about, if it impairs some of those functional capacities, we know that that individual is going to need a lot more care. Not only medical care, but also caregiver support and community services. It is inevitable as we get older that some infirmity will occur, but we can make personal choices in order to help forestall that and to maximize our own independence as time goes on. So your slide is actually very important, and we see functional ability as a final common denominator of many different disease processes.
So as a geriatrician, when you're already working with people that are older.
Yes.
But is it ever too late to start making active choices and healthy choices?
Never is it too late. One can always modify the effects of illness. We would call that secondary prevention, trying to prevent the effects of illness once it's identified, trying to improve. And older individuals can benefit from rehab programs if that's necessary. They often have a slower course, but improvement is possible, yes.
Thank you. So maybe this would be a good time to go to a break, Tim.
Okay.
So that when we come back, we'll be back with Dr. Powers, and we'll talk about some more of the aging in the community